Welcome, everyone. My new foot came in this week and I want to play with it. It's the baby lock Shirring Foot. So tonight we're going to do an investigation as to what works and what doesn't and how it works.
What's it for?
It's for ruffling and it supposedly works a whole lot better than either the Ruffling Foot or the regular. So we're going to try it on the general purpose foot. We're going to try it on the Coverstitch Foot, and we're going or is it curved foot? I forgot what they say. The curved foot works better. I don't know. We'll see. And then we're going to try the new Shirring Foot. We're going to play with this serger, and no, I haven't cleaned out my serger, so it's a mess. This is the foot, and it's called the Shirring Foot. And what it looks just like the regular general purpose foot. So here's the general purpose foot. It looks more like the one for the new Triumph because these 2 feet are a little different. Evolve only had 1 slot, where the new general purpose has got these 2 slots, one for the cover and one for the overlock. And so otherwise they're identical on the top. What makes the difference is on the bottom. I don't want to switch them so they're in the same order. This one is the Shirring Foot. And notice it's got this little lump back here, and it's got a spring on it. And what it seems to do, it almost looks like what it does is holds the fabric behind the foot so that fabric can't advance. It's supposed to give you a better stitch. And we're going to find out because I'm loaded with a lot of thread. So we're going to start first with the 4-thread overcast, which is what I normally use when I do one. First with the regular foot. We're going to do one with each of these 4 feet and see what happens. Okay, I have it set for 2 needle overlock or 4-thread overlock. That's on the stitch selector is on A. Let me get this so you can see that a little better and closer. I'm not going to go through threading. I just finished putting up the guide classes for all of the sergers. So that's up. So if you ever want to take a refresher class on your serger, they're up and loaded on this on the YouTube channel. Okay, stitch selector at A. I have my blade width at M. I have my stitch length at 4 regular. And the differential feed is, my numbers aren't here anymore. Since I broke my table, I gotta order a indicator, but I know it goes to 2 and 2 is all the way up. So there's no doubt about that. All right. We're gonna cut these pieces of fabric all the same length so we can test them all to see what happens. Okay. They are all identical length. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Regular foot. And I'm going to be even on all of these. I'm going to actually, no, I'll go ahead and let it cut some because they do better. And oh, there's the foot pedal. Here we go. Okay. You know, when you're ruffling, you want to just guide it, not hold it back, because that'll change it. And what you're supposed to do is just guide it up here so that it feeds evenly. And what you're supposed to do is hold your finger back here, which I always am uncomfortable. And just guide it in. Okay. Scissor, and where did I put I have a ruler here. Let's measure this thing. Okay. This measures out. I didn't write the original measurement down, but it measures out at 9 inches. So it went from, here's another one. This one went from 10.5 inches to 9. That's not much ruffling. Okay, it's 8.5 inches. I was reading from the end of the tape. So it's 8.5 inches from 10 to 8.5 inches. Not a whole lot of gather. Let's switch to, someone said that the curved foot works better, so we'll change the curved foot and leave this the same, just change the feet. Now I'm putting it, not curve, Coverstitch Foot. Okay, there's another one, the same ruffling. Let's see what that does. No, this one doesn't do better. I think this one's worse. I'm not thrilled. Not impressed with this one. Okay, so much for that idea. The curved one gave, oh, it took a whole ½ inch off. 10.5 to 10. Nope, no curve. I mean, no cover stitch. That didn't work. Okay. Then we have the general. Then we have the plain the regular ruffling foot. And a lot of times when you get your ruffling foot, if you just got the kit, this blade is sort of compressed in here. So what you want to do is gently pull it open, especially if it's been storing for a while. Because that's going to put more pressure on the feed dogs on the bottom. So therefore, now the advantage to this foot over the general purpose foot is the fact that this allows you to add gathering underneath while putting a flat piece of fabric underneath, or sewing it, right sides together, just like a seam. It's a little tricky putting it in. You have to come from behind, pull it. Okay. That didn't cut all the way through. There it is. Okay. This time you put it underneath just like before. Alrighty, and I'm putting this in the same spot, and let's just see. This one looks like it does gather better than the general purpose foot. Yeah, it does. Let's see how much though. We have quantitative. Yep, this one went to 8 inches. So this gave us more gathering than the regular foot. Now the new one. This one is. This is supposed to hold that for you. So here's our 4 feet. I'm going to cut and then just guide it. Yeah, it's better. Okay, so you got a whole lot more gather here. Well, this is 7.5 inches. So it did give us more gathering. Another thing I noticed, here's the two together. I noticed with the shirring foot, this is tight. Oh, wow. Wait, that looks totally different. Look, this almost has a pleating action.
Yeah,
Going
that's
on.
pretty.
That does look nicer. And the loops aren't hanging off the end. So that's really nice. I like that. That looks good. Really, what we should be able to do is get a 2-to-1 ruffle out of this. Now, the amount of ruffling that you get is going to be different, depending on the hand of the fabric. If it's a soft fabric like a batiste, it's going to ruffle a lot more than a hard cotton. And a knit, I've never gotten good results trying to ruffle a knit with even with a serger, with the exception of you can take the needle threads and pull them, and that gives you you can control the amount of gathering. Okay, now if you're going to ruffle inside your machine, and put it together, like right sides together, what I'm going to do is come on, I want to feed this up to the needles. I have put, the needles are right at the edge, and usually I put the needles into the fabric so that I don't have to hold on to this. And I want this about half. I'm going to put this at approximately half. And I'm going to put this is right side facing up that you want to gather. What you don't want to gather, you're going to put right sides facing down. In other words, they're going to go right sides together. And I'm going to turn the hand wheel until I know that the needles are piercing both pieces of fabric. Then what you do is you put your hand right up against the bed of the machine and sort of guide it and sort of keep it in one spot. And I'm watching right here in the front. literally, here's a seam ripper. This, see there how this foot has got this little notch. I'm trying to keep everything right there. Okay, I'm going to hold this and give it a little bit of tension while pushing it to my right. And don't let this go through, and then take your time. And one advantage to this is you can hold on to this and pull back on this fabric, and it will eventually go to the match. Actually, hey, oh look, they're just about even. Go back.
Okay, well, why didn't you do that with the new foot?
Because it doesn't have the ability, it doesn't have this blade, because the fabric that you don't want to ruffle is bypassing all of the no feed dogs are touching it with the ruffler. I like it for ruffling, but I don't like it for attaching unless you're doing something really big like dust ruffles for your bed or something you're doing a lot of, because by the time you test it, you could have had it done already. I prefer to do this, then pull my needle threads. Well, let me get a sacrificial piece I can show you. This way. So now, although this is giving me better ruffling, if I want more ruffling, or I can actually manipulate my needle threads. So I'm going to pull them, and I can't, the two shorter ones will use your needles. See, when I pull the thread, I have two shorter, two a little bit longer. You can see that. Yep, two shorter and two longer. I'll pull the two short ones. And then the short ones allow you to manipulate this ruffle. See, now you get this teeny tiny little ruffle. That's the advantage to where once you put it together like this, you can't manipulate that ruffling. I really like that shirring foot. I really like that pleating action. That looks nice. I wonder if you can still, let's see if we can still pull those needle threads and have it work. Oh yeah, it works. Oh, that's sweet. That is sweet. Oh, that makes it, look, when I pulled it, look how nice and neat that looks. It's not, whereas, see that, well, that doesn't look bad either, but you know, that's okay. I like that. Okay, cool. I like that. Now, one guy that I got a tip from, the guy who operates, was it Moore's Vacuum or Moore's Sewing Center, and he's, I think, in Texas somewhere. I'm not sure where he is. He had a tip that he says he prefers to gather with a 3-thread overlock and either a chain or a cover stitch along with it, and he says he gets a better ruffle. So let's see what that does, because I haven't done that before. 3-thread narrow. Take that one out. These threads out. Okay, so now we're going to do the same ruffle again. This time with the
Okay.
Well, this is not using the shirring foot, is it? No, it's not using the shirring foot, but weird. Okay, oh, I did this on the wrong side, but look at that. This one is using a cover stitch, using the cover stitch, and I'm getting that same pleating action using the cover stitch. I think it is. He is correct. Who knew? 7 inches. Holy moly, yes it is. Okay, that. The only thing is here, look, see how messy that looks? This end is, all these loops are pulling off. With the same thing with this foot. Eat them all off. Get ready to cock wrap. There we go. All right, let's see if it works better here. This one's using the shirring foot in the same stitch. Even lit, oh wow. little and neat. Look at that. That looks so much better. And look how little pleats. I got pleats on both sides. Now the disadvantage to this cover stitch is I can't pull these gathers in anymore.
Mm.
Because you can't do that with the I don't think. Let's see. We'll try. Let's see if it'll let you. I've never tried this. If it will let us pull those needle threads in. Yeah, you can. Here, I've only gotten one. I couldn't get the other one. But if you pull one, you can actually move that in. So yeah. Okay, learn something new. Have not tried that before. That worked really well. And now you can sew that into a pillow or whatever. Really nice. I'm liking this. Okay, I need to make something ruffled. Somebody in my family, please have a girl. I like that. That looks really good. Now, one gal, I'm gonna go back to my Gail Yellen. She's a Serger teacher on the internet. She was saying that if you run your gathering through a second time, then you get even more gathering. So let me go back and take these out again. We're back to normal. Okay. Now, what she was saying is you had the same ruffling stitch we had before. The only difference is you're going to put your knife down and take that little thingy off. She says this is especially helpful if you're doing like heirloom sewing where you're trying to put the puffing on the side. I'm going to go ahead and do one side, so I have two. So that's regular. I put that back. Yeah, I did. Okay, that's regular puffing. It's okay. But she says run it through a second time. So what you do is you have to know where your blade is, because your blade was, and you're going to be watching like right here. Looser. Right here. Which is where the blade, the blade is like right here. So we want to go where the blade was. Can we do this again? You know what? I have the wrong foot. Oh, that's the Shirring Foot. No, that is crap. That didn't work. I'm gonna press it. Well, it's a little tighter. When you go over it a second time, it's a little tighter. And then you pull to distribute your gathers. Okay, that would be like for heirloom sewing. It's not something I would do. I still like puffing when you handle it by. Oh, here's the other problem with using that Shirring Foot for puffing. Is because I have the pleats going up this way and down this way, and I can really notice it. Yeah, if you're going to do puffing, don't use the Shirring Foot. Here's the one we did. So the pleats are going this way. So we turn it this way and see if it looks good. No, the pleats are still going in the opposite direction. Okay, that didn't work so well. And then here's the one that I did before. So we do it a second time. It should be a lot tighter. No, it's just messy. Well, I'm not thrilled about that one. I think that's messier. So let's see, any other things pertaining to ruffle? They say that you can just ruffle with the cover stitch, and you put the table on, and that allows you to put the ruffle in the middle of a piece of fabric. So you want to try that? We'll try that. Put the table on and we'll redo this. Put these needles back. Okay, I'm gonna thread for cover stitch again. I should have done this earlier, but that's okay. That is nice. Oh, I'm so sorry. Have to do that again. Look at how nice that looks. But that would make a pretty front to a blouse. Right.
Oh.
Put the buttons right over top of the center seam. Or even a t-shirt. Oh, that'd be cute. I have an idea for a class now, or for yeah, that we could do a t-shirt and put a ruffle down the middle of it on the neckline. You would do that first. Yeah, you do
Okay.
like a rolled edge on each side first. But that looks really nice, and I like that. Okay, I'm a happy camper with that. Cute. Put it down the middle of a blouse. So yeah, that was fun. Right, so I will see you. Thank you for watching.